Hey guys, what's up? It's a Culture Detective here, investigating your favorite Blu-rays and CDs and mangas. And today I'm going to be doing a video that I've never really done before, and I'm probably going to do these videos once every 3 years or so, if my career, if I don't die, that is. And it's going to be my complete Blu-ray and DVD and CD and manga collection. So yeah, this is going to be a very long video. There's not going to be a lot of editing, and I'm just going to go over every single Blu-ray I own and every single manga and every single CD I own. So it's going to be huge. I have a shelf beside me right now of all the Blu-rays I own. I have more manga here, and then I have more manga over there in another cabinet. Now, instead of arranging all my Blu-rays in alphabetical order, I've actually decided to arrange all of them in the order of when I acquired them. Because while I already have a lot of Blu-rays, I don't have so many to the point where I have to make them in alphabetical order because it's such a big mess. So yeah, right now I'm in round five, as in round five of my life in LA, and I will actually start off with November of 2023. That is when I started collecting Blu-rays. So my Blu-ray collection literally is about a year and 2 months long. So, starting off, the first time I actually ordered a DVD all by myself is at a mall near my apartment in Hong Kong, in a shop called CD Warehouse, where you could buy a lot of CDs, Blu-rays, and DVDs. And my number one priority is my favorite film of all times, Fallen Angels. And I got Fallen Angels DVD. This is the only Fallen Angels I can find, and it is very weird. It's like this, it's a Taiwanese print of a Fallen Angels DVD. It's got nothing inside, and it's absolutely weird because the sound quality, and the video quality is god awful. It's in Mandarin dub, and it's in 4:3 aspect ratio. And I wanted to throw it away, but then I thought, you know what, I should keep it because it's interesting. And then I actually bought my first Blu-rays ever at that store over 3 different hauls. And these are the Blu-rays I got. So why don't I start off with the first Blu-ray I've ever picked up, and it is Drifting, a socio-politically conscious Hong Kong drama about the homeless and the impoverished. It's really nice. I love this film. Definitely one of the best films coming out of Hong Kong in the last decade. We got some nice postcards as well, which is pretty cool. So yeah, definitely a great film that I think everyone should check out. Then we have Choi Spirit. If you are a cinephile from Hong Kong, this is a must-see. And if you're not from Hong Kong, you should still see this. This is a New Year film where during every Lunar New Year, you watch this film. It's very festive. It's a fun, lighthearted comedy directed by Johnny Ito and Wai Ka-fai, and it is packed with stars. And it is a film about mahjong, and it's about being good sportsmanship, which is really nice and wholesome. Next up, I got a copy of Limbo, which is my favorite Hong Kong film from the last decade, from the last 10 years. This is also the last... When I watch this film in the theaters, it's the first time in my entire life watching a film at a theater by myself. So it's very special to me. It is a R-rated, black and white, gritty, neo-noir, police thriller. Very violent, very gruesome, and genuinely surprising for a Hong Kong film. Then I got PTU by Johnny Ito. Johnny Ito is on par with Wong Kar-wai as one of the most artistically accomplished directors in Hong Kong. And surprisingly, PTU is one of the few films that has a Blu-ray release, which is a crime, in my opinion. But yeah, PTU, I got this disc for very cheap, and there are barely any extras on this as well, other than like trailers and interviews. But this film blew my fucking mind. It is a one crazy night movie, so the entire film, the story takes place over the course of one night from dusk till dawn. And it is a film about police and how much they fucking suck. They're evil, they are greedy, there's police brutality, they plant evidence on innocent people so that they could arrest them. It's so cynical. It's so hateful. I did not see that coming. Okay, this was insanely cheap. I got this for like $7 or $8, so like 85 Hong Kong dollars, if I remember correctly. And it's made in Hong Kong, one of my favorite Hong Kong films of all times. Another slice of life slash socio-political film. Very depressing, very dreamy. And this film is made in 1997, and it is the first indie film from Hong Kong since its return to China. And it is about a meaningless life full of violence under the new political climate. And it is I saw this film when I was like 17, and it blew my mind because at the time I hadn't seen a lot of Hong Kong films, and this is one of those films that made me go, oh my god, this is art. This is not just a sad drama. There's a lot of artistic things going on. So yeah, I got to meet the director in person, Fruit Chan, even though I didn't speak to him, but he's an interesting fellow. And after buying so many Hong Kong films, I'm like, you know what? I should probably buy something else. So I got PTU in my second haul, and I also got this, Your Name, which is one of my favorite anime films of all times. It is a romantic melodrama about two teenagers who swap bodies. And yeah, it is very teenagey, it is very dweeb, but this triggers the inner teenager in me. This makes me cry. Every time I watch this film, it makes me cry. It is genuinely beautiful. And it's expensive because this also includes a CD for the soundtrack of the film by the rock band Radwimps, and also a very nice lyric book of both Japanese and in Chinese. So that's pretty freaking neat, I must say. That's pretty neat. And finally, in my last haul in Hong Kong before I returned to LA for round 4, I got the Handmaiden. I was surprised to find out that in America, the Handmaiden Blu-ray is out of print. So I have to buy it in Hong Kong. And again, Hong Kong, buying anything in Hong Kong is cheaper than in LA. So I'm happy I got this. Handmaiden, full of twists and turns, crazy period film, amazing production design from the one and only Park Chan-wook. This is a must watch. So yeah. So round 4 of Los Angeles has begun, and I got myself a few films on eBay, actually, because some of my favorite films of all times are out of print on Blu-ray. Either that, or I don't like the version they are available with. So on eBay, I got Fallen Angels by Wong Kar-wai. This is my favorite film ever. And I already got a DVD of Fallen Angels, but this is shit. This isn't even the real Fallen Angels. This is just mandarined up. I need the real one. So I got this, and holy shit, this is the most prized item in my entire collection right now. Hands down. I got this for pretty cheap, actually, for $20-something on eBay. But originally I paid 60-something, but it returned to sender and the price kept dropping, and then when I bought it back, it is 20-something. The thing is, the only available Fallen Angels Blu-ray right now is Criterion. But Criterion's Fallen Angels right now, A, you have to buy the full box set to get it. B, Wong Kar-wai changed a bunch of stuff. The color grading, the aspect ratio, some of the music cues, they're all different. They're all kind of remixed. But I want the original. And this thing has been out of print for many years, so I was so worried that I'll never get my hands on this, but thank God I did, and oh my god, it is beautiful. beautiful. This is Michelle Reyes in that very suggestive scene. And that's Leon Lai pointing a gun at the camera. Um, and yeah, just absolutely fantastic. And then on eBay, I also got Memories of Murder. This is the Korean version of the Blu-ray of Memories of Murder. And the reason why I got this is because I don't like Criterion's remix of Memories of Murder. They made Memories of Murder look really dark and green in their remaster. So I was like, I have to get the original. So I got the original. It has English sub. You can play it in the US as well. That's pretty cool. Now, in January, I went to Best Buy in Monterey Park, and because news came that Best Buy is gonna not sell Blu-rays anymore, which is a tragedy because physical collection is important. So I thought I should buy a Blu-ray there, and I found Everything Everywhere All at Once on 4K UHD. This is shitty, by the way. Very shitty case. Like, it's broken. It's supposed to be brand new. Like, what the fuck? But I got this for like $12. So this is really nice. But you know me, I'm gonna get the A24 Collector's Edition soon. But this is still a nice like film to pull out if I wanna see something amazing. A film that makes me cry, a film that makes me laugh, a film that changes the way I look at life. And then February came and Neon announced that they are releasing a Blu-ray for Oldboy. So this is Oldboy on 4K UHD Collector's Edition. Beautiful texture, beautiful illustration. I almost bought the out-of-print Oldboy Blu-ray, but this is infinite times better. It's 4K UHD, and the Blu-ray box opens up like a book. This is the disc here. Minor complaint, I don't like that the disc is like in the paper sleeve, like a vinyl or something. But yeah, lots of beautiful images, essays, storyboards, which I love looking at, and just more artsy stuff. And then we have a whole other disc for the behind the scenes documentary called Old Days. Right here we have an envelope, and in here we have a bunch of like art cards, posters, whatnot, which is really, really nice. So I'm really happy to own this, and yeah. So I received a gift card from my aunt, $100 on Amazon. I bought my friend a gift, and that gift is the Paprika Blu-ray, which I will buy for myself in the future. But I also tested it out with the Lighthouse. So I got it for free, basically. Really nice slipcover, pretty simple. One of my favorite films, and one of the films that inspired me the most, because I love movies about going insane, and I love historical films, and again, I will buy the A24 Collector's Edition soon, but this is one of my favorite films of the 2010s. Now, after that, I want to talk about the anime Blu-rays, and I purchased a bunch of anime Blu-rays over the course of February, March, all the way to July and August, I think, or July. But I will group them all together so that I can talk about them all at once. Now, the most important Blu-ray I wanted to buy, and the first anime Blu-ray I've ever bought, is Bakemonogatari. Holy fucking shit. This thing is expensive, by the way. This thing costed me $250. The thing is, this is out of print for so many years, and Crunchyroll is not printing it anymore. So it's literally lost in terms of physical collection. You can either pirate this, or you can watch it on Crunchyroll, but if you watch this on Crunchyroll, a few episodes are missing. So it's almost impossible to find this on physical collection. And I wanted to buy this on eBay, but at the time, it's like $300 to $400 on eBay. I do not want to spend that much money. Right now, if you check it on eBay, it's like $900. It's fucked up. But someone suggested that I should go to Mercury to buy it, and I found it on Mercury, and I got this for $250 fucking dollars. And is gorgeous. This is, again, my favorite anime ever. It comes with a beautiful booklet. Whoops. Senjo gara hitagi. Oh my god. Hanegawa tsubasa. And then we got multiple discs here. I'm going to go over all of them. This is the first 2 discs. This is the next 2 discs. This is the final 2 discs. So 6 discs for an extremely out of print Bakemonogatari anime. I got this card as well. Proof of purchase. I got this on Mercury, so hell yeah. Okay. And then I realized that there are tons of other animes that I want to own on physical collection. And one of my favorite animes of all times is Attack on Titan. So I knew I had to get it. Attack on Titan Season 3. I think I got this on eBay, maybe? But yeah, they're out of print. I don't know why. They're not printing Blu-rays. No, you can actually have standard editions, but I love the limited editions. I just love the design of the book and everything. So this Season 3 Part 1, it opens up, and you have the DVDs, and then the other side you have the Blu-rays. No, these are the DVDs. These are the Blu-rays. And then in the middle, it opens up like a book, like there are like character designs. They're like the chibi manga, the chibi version. Some story. This is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. Wow. So I love this, as you can probably tell. This box also comes with another empty box, and it's for when the Season 3 Part 2 Blu-ray comes out. But I never received it. I never bought it because it's super expensive and you can barely find it on the internet anymore, unfortunately. So I don't think I'll ever have Season 3 Part 2, which is ironic because Season 3 Part 2 is like my second or third favorite season in all of Attack on Titan. But unfortunately, I just don't have it. So, yeah. Wait, is it in the wrong order? Okay, so on eBay I continued my Attack on Titan haul. I got Season 1, and yeah, pretty nice. Pretty nice. And let's check out the booklet. I love this lenticular page. Character designs. Pretty cool. I also got the second part. This is the first time a Blu-ray has been stolen. I think stolen Blu-rays are a common issue for me. This is the first time it's happened. I got this on Amazon, actually. For pretty cheap as well, for like $30 or something, and it got stolen. But thankfully, they were able to send a replacement. There's an interview with Kazuyuki, which I really like. Also, Annie, it's Annie, my favorite. This is questionable. And then I got the final season part 1, which the texture is much nicer and smoother. This is like secondhand, but this feels brand new. Also beautiful, beautiful illustrations. Also, you have to like very interesting design of the discs where you have to like open it this way. Hold on. Oh god, I don't want to break this. There we go. So it's like you open it this way and you open it like this. It's kind of risky, isn't it? Same with the other side, which is the same mechanics. And yeah, I don't want to go through too much because it's spoilers, but gorgeous, gorgeous. Probably my favorite Blu-ray cover out of all the ones in Attack on Titan. Then I got this at the same time. Also crispy clean, very smooth. This is my favorite. This is my favorite Attack on Titan poster. You can't even see the Titans. It's just a Eren looking like this. Yep. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Love storyboards. Can't wait for final season part 3 or final season, the final episodes to come out. I also eventually got season 2 on Blu-ray. I got it with the box. So, season 1, parts 1 and 2 are supposed to be in a box, but I didn't get that because I got them both separately. But they're supposed to be in a box like this. And they're supposed to have a logo of like the Survey Corps. This is really interesting. So, you have this booklet called Art from Beyond the Wall, and it really is just a lot of art, which is really nice. There's a very interesting art. There's a very interesting art, if I can recall correctly. There it is. Yeah. I hate this poster, by the way. This is such a mess. Like, get better graphic designers, please. I also don't like this poster. It's like clashing colors. But it is good storytelling. More interviews. Ooh, it's grabbing you. The Colossal Titan is grabbing you. What the hell? What the hell? Okay. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So the only Blu-ray I'm missing from Attack on Titan is actually season 3 part 2. So that's sad. Finally, I got ReZero season 2. This is the cheapest anime Blu-ray I've gotten. I got this from the official Crunchyroll store, and season 1 limited edition is already sold out. But I don't really need that. It has like a body pillow inside. But this is season 2 limited edition, and it is beautiful. This is beautiful packaging. So we have the regular Blu-ray, which, I mean, ReZero is like a mind game anime. It is like solving a puzzle. It is also surprisingly dark and intense sometimes, surprisingly depressing sometimes. It is a fantasy anime that jumps from genre to genre depending on what episode you're watching. It is truly a fascinating piece of storytelling. Anyways, we have the main Blu-ray. We have 1 disc, 2 discs, 3 discs, and 4 discs. So that's pretty cool. Also, I like season 2 more than season 1, so I'm glad I have this. And then we have the art book, which is amazing. A lot of character designs. And then we have these drawings, these sketches, which I love because I'm trying to learn how to sketch right now. So these are actually helpful for me, like in terms of learning perspective and design. Where is Subaru's breakfast? Where is Subaru's breakfast? I love that. Where is Subaru's breakfast? I can't find it. I have food served at the dinner. There we go. Breakfast at Subaru's house. Breakfast at Subaru's house. This is what I get the art book for, really. But also these drawings, man. These drawings, they are indeed something. They are indeed something. Yeah, pretty nice. And I think at the end of the booklet, I don't know if it's this or I don't know. There's like a death count on the booklet. Okay. This is the art cards. This is the art cards. So I haven't opened this since the day I unboxed this. But yeah, just a lot of cool art cards. Yeah, that's it. That's all. Okay, so I'm continuing to collect Blu-rays from my favorite anime ever, which is the Monogatari series. And of course, that means I need to get the Kizumonogatari trilogy, which is part of the Monogatari series, of course. This is the first film. This is the second film. And this is the third film. And this is, dare I say, the greatest anime trilogy in film of all times. This is some of the most artistically bold, experimental, visually arresting, most avant-garde shit I've ever seen. The music, the jazzy score, like, come on. They pop the fuck off. This is also the most expensive in terms of dollars per minute, because this film was like an hour long, and I paid like $70 for this on the official Crunchyroll site. I thought it was going to be out of print, but thankfully they restocked it. Yeah, we got some postcards which I haven't even unboxed. We got this, which is cool, and then we got this, the actual disc, nice white jewel case. We got both the film and the soundtrack, so that's really nice. And the same goes for every single box in here. They all include postcards, booklet, and the soundtrack CD, which is probably why it's so goddamn expensive. But yeah, Nekketsu-Hen, which is my favorite part out of the two parts. My favorite part out of the three parts. This is the disc. 2 discs. Postcards. And then the most high-rated film of the three. Also, this film got onto the Letterboxd Top 250 at multiple times. This is the third film of the trilogy Reiketsu-Hen. Looks like this in the back. Looks like this. Beautiful 2 discs, all white. And then we got the postcards. And then we got a booklet, which, yeah, again, like, There's a lot to read. Tatsuya Oishi. Shout out to Tatsuya Oishi. Yeah. Interviews, drawings. This is educational. Like, you can learn things about animation by reading this. A lot of Japanese flags, lots of allusions to Japanese history and culture and society. Very, very clever, very poetic anime trilogy. Okay, Nisemonogatari. This thing is I got this for $270 on eBay, and you probably can't find it on eBay anymore. It's crazy because this has fewer episodes than Bakemonogatari, which is right here. This has fewer episodes than this, but somehow I paid more for this simply because I bought this later, and the prices are getting so jacked up. It's actually insane. But yeah, this is Nisemonogatari, the second part to Monogatari series, my favorite anime of all times. Again, you get the booklet, which is really nice. Oh my god. I hope I didn't show anything I shouldn't show. And then we have the discs. This is secondhand also, so obviously they are not of the best condition, but I cleaned them all up. This is the first two discs. This is very sus. The next two discs. Also, I have to like open this before I open the box, which is interesting. And then the last disc. Yeah. Yeah, I played it all. They all work. They all function. Looks good. And yeah, just I'm lucky to be able to find this on eBay, and for such a price. 270 is not cheap. It's not cheap at all. It's half the amount of money I spend a month to buy food, but it's good media. Okay, so let's return to business. Let's talk about Criterions, because it's February, and I have participated for the first time in my life in a Criterion sale. And so I bought my first 4 Criterions of my entire life, and I was so excited. Heart-pounding anticipation. So, In the Mood for Love by Wong Kar-wai. My number one, if I could only pick one Criterion to get, it would be Seven Samurai. But I knew that a 4K is coming, so I refrained from buying one. So instead, I got In the Mood for Love instead, which is the second Criterion I would ever buy. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Also, the special features of this thing, by the way, includes like 2 short films. No, a documentary about the making of, a short film by Wong Kar-wai himself, and also the full soundtrack of this film is also in this disc, which is bonkers. And then I got the booklet, which is thick, and it includes a short story. So really beautiful, truly one of the most gorgeous and depressing films ever. Next up, Parasite. This is a must-buy. And also, I love the design. Love it. I remember watching this film for the first time when I turned 17. I saw this film in a theater in Hong Kong before this film even got distributed in North America or Europe. And this film, I feel like a different person when I walked out of the theater. I felt like a different person. Yeah, so like a nice little, paper disc. And then we have this We have a booklet here, and then we have 2 discs. It includes the black and white version of the film. This film is very much Bong Joon-ho's homage to Hitchcock, so it doesn't come as a surprise that there's a black and white version of it. Also an homage to the housemaid, of course. But yeah, this is gorgeous film about poverty, about capitalism, about the rich, and about humanity, and about families, really. Speaking of family, this is a must-buy. If you collect Criterions, you must have this. This is essential Criterion. This is a 3-hour-long Taiwanese family drama that deeply impacted me the first time I watched it. Also, this film is the reason why I got into USC. I wrote about this film for an essay when I applied, and they accepted me. So this film is the reason. And this is about the human experience. It's about love. It's about death. It's about weddings. It's about funerals. It's about seeing what you can't see, which is the back of your head. Thus the cover of the Blu-ray. This is so clever. And finally, I got Persona by Ingmar Bergman, because this is essential, of course. If you can only get one Bergman film, please get Persona. Just insane, like insanity captured on film, identity crisis, existentialism, also including a documentary on Ingmar Bergman and Viv Ullmann. So these are the first 4 Criterions I've ever gotten, and they're part of the 50% off February sale. Call me an idiot, but I got Chungking Express on Criterion. This is out of print. They're not printing this anymore, and the only way you can get Chungking Express is by buying the box set, the Wong Kar-wai box set on Criterion. But first of all, I want it individual. I want the individual packaging because I like the idea of having this film individually. Second of all, Wong Kar-wai made a few tiny changes for the box set, so this film is slightly different from the Chungking Express you're getting in the box set. Only slightly different. But I'm a completionist, so especially for Wong Kar-wai films, I'm a huge Wong Kar-wai fan, if you can't tell. Chungking Express. I saw this film for the first time when I was like 17, in summer of 2020, and mind blown. I fell in love with Wong Kar-wai's films because of Chungking Express. The first film I saw from Wong Kar-wai is actually In the Mood for Love, but I did not get it the first time I saw it. But Chungking Express is, in my opinion, the best entry point for Wong Kar-wai. It is the most accessible, and you really get a sense of his style. The narration, the lovesickness, the loneliness, the yearning, the neon lights, the beauty, the poetry, the speed. Chungking Express. Okay. So one of the films I told myself I have to get, no matter what, I have to get this film on physical collection. It is very important to me. All about Lily Chou-Chou. And again, for the longest time I thought it's out of print. But Film Movement decided to bring it back. And I purchased it on the Vinegar Syndrome website. So it's a slipcover. All about Lily Chou-Chou. Truly depressing coming-of-age Japanese film. Probably the best coming-of-age film I've ever seen. It's about loneliness, it's about pain, and it's about finding healing through the power of music. It's something that I kind of relate to, actually. Really reminds me of listening to Radiohead as a teenager after getting into an argument with all my friends. But this is truly one of the most beautiful films I've ever seen. And I'm so happy that I own it on Blu-ray. having bought so many fancy Blu-rays, I thought I should buy something cheaper on Amazon just for a change. First off, I got Paprika, which is the film I bought for my friend. And I'm not too impressed. I played it, and this version is kind of cropped for some reason. Also, not a lot of special features. But this is still one of my favorite anime films of all times. Explosive creativity. Christopher Nolan's Inception is literally a ripoff of this film, even though I love Inception still. There Will Be Blood by Paul Thomas Anderson, one of the finest, most well-made, well-oiled American epics. And it also features a short film called The Story of Petroleum with music by Johnny Greenwood, the guitarist of Radiohead, also the composer of this film. Yeah, pretty simple. And then it's July, and you know what that means. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what that means. That means it is the Criterion 50% off sale again. First and foremost, one of my most important films of my life, Mulholland Drive by David Lynch. This film, the more I watch it, the more it becomes a documentary of about Los Angeles. And beautiful packaging, gorgeous packaging. Opens up, we have the cowboy, we have Naomi Watts, we have Laura Haring, we have the David Lynch approved sticker, and we have the beautiful thick booklet, and we have the discs themselves, the regular Blu-ray and the 4K. This is the first 4K disc I tested out on my new Blu-ray player, by the way. Also, very interesting special features, including the making of, which is fascinating to see David Lynch on set. And, yeah. Beautiful. Cure, Kurosawa Kiyoshi. I feel like an elite. I saw this film back in 2022, and a few months after I saw this film, Criterion announced it. So I was like, hey, I knew about this film before Criterion even announced it. Kurosawa Kiyoshi, I saw this guy in person for a Q&A. He is one of the most interesting horror filmmakers ever. And Cure is this super distressing, psychological, atmospheric film about the mind and violence. One of the finest performances by Yakusho Koji, who I also got to see in person for Perfect Days. And you don't have to study editing. Just watch Cure and Raging Bull and Oldboy and freaking any film by Edgar Wright. Drive My Car, Hamaguchi Ryusuke. This is the last film I saw in Hong Kong before I came to LA. And similar to Yi Yi, because I watched this film in a very important time of my life, it had a very heavy impact on me. I was scared before going into this film, but I left this film in tears. I also got to see Hamaguchi Ryusuke for Evil Does Not Exist Q&A. But yeah, beautiful design. This cover, fucking hell, it's gorgeous. Very, very amazing performance from Nishijima Hideyoshi, and a beautiful booklet as well. Rouge by Stanley Kwan. Again, I saw this film way before Criterion even announced that they're releasing this film. Because I've been trying really hard to look for good Hong Kong cinema, and I saw this film back in, I think, 2021. And again, blew my mind because it is a beautiful, time-traveling, romantic tragedy starring two of the biggest pop stars of Hong Kong history, Anita Mui and Leslie Cheung, who is also in Happy Together and Pharaoh My Concubine. Beautiful design. She is a ghost. And this disc also contains two documentaries One is about gender in Chinese cinema, and the other is about Hong Kong identity. Stalker by Tarkovsky. I know it's like the pretentious, artsy cinephile pick, but I was blown away the first time I saw this film. I was blown away. I didn't get it, but I do kind of get it. Yeah, beautiful. This is one of the most confusing yet poetic films about meaningless life and existentialism and trying to find something and not being able to find it. Finally, I got Uncut Gems on 4K. One of my favorite packages in Criterion. One of my favorite packaging. Just love the colors, the reflective rainbow. The special features include 2 short films. One is Goldman versus Silverman, and the other is called Questions and Answer. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this booklet. It's a booklet about the jewelry store in the film. You get the order form, which I thought was really funny. Yeah. So yeah, this is amazing. This is why I love Criterions, because they put their heart and soul into designing these discs. Okay. So I went back to Hong Kong and I went back to Hong Kong over the summer after round 4, and you know me, I'm buying more discs. And one of the most important discs I wanted to buy is Ashes of Time. Now, you can buy Ashes of Time on Blu-ray, but it's the Redux version. And according to my friend John L., who is an even bigger cinephile than I am, the Redux version is shit. If you want to watch Wong Kar-wai's Ashes of Time, you need the original. And the only way I could get my hands on the original is if I go back to Hong Kong and get it on DVD. I bought this on Carousel, which is basically the eBay of Hong Kong. It's like eBay, but even sketchier. And I bought a lot of these on Carousel. But yeah, this is pretty simple, very old, out of print of Ashes of Time. And the video quality is fucking awful. But I am glad I have this. Then I went to CD Warehouse and I bought my Blu-rays because of course I did. First of all, speaking of Wong Kar-wai, I got the Grandmaster. I wanted to get this Blu-ray because the American version of the Grandmaster Blu-ray is 106 minutes long, but the official version is 130 minutes long. So yeah, this is a Wong Kar-wai's attempt at making a wuxia film with Tony Leung and Zhang Ziyi beating each other up. So come on. The Killer by John Woo. I played this on the TV. The quality is not that good. They did not do a rescan of this thing. But the Criterion DVD of The Killer is out of print. And this is one of my favorite action films of all times. Very exhilarating, very cynical, very bloody, very violent. And this film, if it weren't for this film, we wouldn't have The Matrix. Kon Satoshi's Millennium Actress. This is a blind buy when I bought this thing, but I thought I should get it in Hong Kong because I love the packaging. I also like that there are multiple special features here, and I eventually saw this film for a class at school, and I was blown away by how beautiful and creative and moving this film is. Princess Mononoke, this is a very minimalist print. It's part of a box set, and of course the box set is out of print. But I was lucky enough to get this brand new at CD Warehouse. There's nothing. There is storyboards, and that's the only special features for Princess Mononoke. I will double dip. I will buy this film again when it is released on 4K, which I hope it happens. Finally, I got Shoplifters by Koreeda Hirokazu. which is again, I found out that America or North America does not have a release of Shoplifters. Are you fucking kidding me? I actually haven't seen this film, fun fact. But I love all the films I've seen from Koreeda, and I'm like, I have to pick up Shoplifters from Koreeda. So I have it now. I'm a happy boy. Aside from that, I decided to buy the Evangelion box set in Hong Kong. I have struggled to choose between either this or the American release, but I went for this one because this one seems more interesting. Another anime box set. So expensive, but worth it. So many discs. We have 1 disc, 2, 3, 4. And then we have disc 5, 6, 7, 8. It has all the episodes of Neon Genesis Evangelion, plus the end of Evangelion, plus a bunch of other stuff like Death and Rebirth, and like music videos, interviews, documentaries, making ofs. A lot of stuff goes on in this thing. We have a booklet, which is kind of disappointing. There's like nothing in this booklet other than credits and maybe some pictures. But this is a surprise. This is actually a booklet full of Laserdisc artwork from the original release of the Evangelion Laserdisc. Really nice. And this one kind of extends. So I hope the only downside of this box set is that the ED of Evangelion is still not Fly Me to the Moon. Now that is an issue because I love Fly Me to the Moon. One of my short films actually end with Fly Me to the Moon. The singing, the Evangelion version of Fly Me to the Moon. Ray singing Fly Me to the Moon. So if they ever release a box set where... Okay, what the fuck am I doing? If they ever release a box set and it has Fly Me to the Moon in it, I'll probably buy it again because that's how much I love Evangelion. It doesn't end from there because the last Blu-ray I got in Hong Kong is Green Snake by Choi Hark. Again, you can't get this Blu-ray in America. I also haven't seen it, but I've seen the trailers. It looks amazing. It stars Maggie Cheung and Joey Young as in a film adaptation of a famous novel by Lillian Lee. So it has all the best elements, and it really piqued my interest. This is mysterious. There are no special features. There is no information about the scan, no booklets. And it doesn't even say if it works in Region A, but I tested it out, it does. Actually, there's a sign that says Region All. But the packaging is beautiful, and actually this is a Korean release of Green Snake. Okay, I went back to the US for round 5, and right off the bat on eBay, I got David Lynch's Inland Empire. I got this on DVD because the Criterion release of Inland Empire uses AI upscaling, and I'll eventually buy that, but I want the original Inland Empire, and there's no other way to own the original Inland Empire other than with this. Truth be told, I haven't seen this film, but I have seen maybe the first 20 minutes when I was like 14 years old. And it's my first exposure to David Lynch, and I was so confused and disturbed, but not gonna lie, I was extremely intrigued. 2 discs, the film and special features. And the special features is 211 minutes long, including David Lynch cooking quinoa, and also 75 minutes of deleted scenes. This is a big one. The Poetry of Chang-Dong. I got this from the Vinegar Syndrome website, and this Blu-ray got stolen. It's the second time a Blu-ray has been stolen from me, and I had to buy it again and send it to a USPS post office just so that they would tell me to never send it over to their post office ever again. But Lee Chang-Dong is one of the most underrated directors of all times. Here's the booklet. One of the writers in this booklet is actually a professor of film in Hong Kong, and she follows me on Letterboxd. So, fun fact. I haven't seen any of the films here other than Peppermint Candy, and that film is depressing, but also very interesting, sort of a social commentary on Korea and its history of violence and economic turmoil. The packaging is a bit problematic because the discs keep falling off. So I hope they would improve that for future releases because they keep freaking falling off. Poetry. Super high rated film. And also he's the guy who directed Burning. So, I mean, come on. It's gotta be good. Shout out to the people of Vinegar Syndrome who sent me a replacement copy. Okay. The first Arrow film I've ever purchased on eBay, Audition. I saw this film for Halloween a few years ago, and I was blown away because it's a slow burn, but it creeps up and then it snaps and it's pure insanity. And I got this on eBay because I want the booklet. So yeah, pretty nice, pretty cool. The best, or one of the best decapitations I've seen in film. Also, the video quality is not great, but it's still fine. It gives the film kind of a what's the word? Diffused look. The 8-diagram pole fighter. This is secondhand, but it's very clean, very crisp, and it doesn't feel secondhand. Getting this film is a pain in the ass because I have this film sent to the USPS post office. They refused it, and it returned to sender. And the sender lives in Los Feliz. And I have to take a bus all the way there, meet the owner of this disc, so that he would give it to me in person. And that took me 3 hours. But it's worth it because this is one of the coolest, most badass Kung Fu wuxia films ever, directed by Kung Fu master himself, Lau Kar-leung. Nice reversible sleeve, and nice booklet as well. And also interview with Gordon Liu, one of the most important martial arts actors in Hong Kong history. He's in 36 Chamber of Shaolin. Please release 36 Chamber of Shaolin. I know it's part of the Shaw Scope box set, but release it individually in 4K. Scan it in 4K. Happy Together. So aside from Fallen Angels, the other film released by Kino International, also by Wong Kar-wai, is Happy Together. And I desperately wanted this film. It's not my favorite Wong Kar-wai, but it is also up there as one of the best films. And this film earned him an award in Cannes Film Festival for Best Director. This is the first time a Hong Konger has won Best Director in Cannes Film Festival. And unfortunately, it is already very out of print, and it's very difficult to find this on eBay. I got this for a pretty expensive price, and without the slipcover, which is a shame, because I love slipcovers. And the Fallen Angels one has a slipcover, this one doesn't, so it's a little mismatched. So in early October, in late September, I went to a film screening of The Fall 4K, and some Arrow people were there, and I asked them if they have Ring in 4K, and they said no, but be on the lookout for the October Halloween sale. And so I looked out for that, and I bought Ring in 4K. My favorite J-horror film ever. I have a soft spot for J-horror. Like, even if the plot is cliche, even if the effects are not convincing, I still love it. I love the dread. I love the agony. I love the darkness of it. It's so fucked up, and I love it. This is the disc, and this is a humongous poster. No, this is the booklet. Really tiny booklet. And then this is a huge, huge, huge poster. I don't know. I wish it has a reversible sleeve. And I don't like it's called Ringu. It's Ring. It's just Ring. I haven't seen the American remake. This is the one I know. And this is the one I love. I'll be sure to rip this movie off again and again in the future. Okay. I'm kind of running out of time, so I will end off this section of the video with my next Criterion sale, which happened in October. Videodrome by David Cronenberg in 4K UHD. Another really inspiring film. I love body horror. I love confusing horror films. I love artsy horror. And long live the new flesh. Boat People by Anne Hui. This is one of the first and most important female filmmakers in Hong Kong history. The first time a Hong Kong film is acknowledged by Cannes Film Festival. Also, I saw this film way before Criterion announced this film, which makes me feel like an elite. Yeah, this is a moving, tragic thriller about difficult life in post-war Vietnam. But all the characters speak Cantonese because, of course. Ooh. My friend met Anne Hui in person and had her sign the Blu-ray. I wish I could do the same. Grand Budapest Hotel. This is an essential Criterion. Saw this film for the first time when I was like 14 or 15 and basically changed the way I look at cinema because I realized that films are art and they should be treated like art. So this is one of my favorite Criterion packagings actually. Very colorful, very stylish. And then you have the poster, which is amazing. We have an insane booklet. So there's a booklet within a booklet. So we have the booklet itself. We have a menu, like a restaurant menu. We have the boy with the apple. And then we have this romantic poetry. And then you flip this open. And it's like newspaper cutouts, stamps. This is insane. There's also a writing by Mark Twain in the booklet, which is absolutely bonkers. Absolutely insane. So, yeah. One of my favorite packaging in Criterion collection. Tokyo Story by Ozu. Pretty simple. Yeah, one of the most moving family dramas I've ever seen. This is essential. This is for the Japanese cinema fans. And makes me cry. Okay, so I am back and it is like 1 a.m. in the morning now, so let's continue this very long-winded video of me talking about Blu-rays. Where did I last leave off? Right. October Criterion sale. The next Blu-ray I actually got after that one was a big boy. It's a big and expensive boy, and it is J.S.A. from Umbrella Entertainment. Now, it's a blind buy, first of all, and it is pretty insane that I spent so much money for such a big box. But this is directed by Park Chan-wook, and I place all my trust in him. He is a legend, in my opinion. Another thing is Umbrella is an Australian distribution company, so I had to buy this on eBay, as opposed to websites that are more, trusty. But yeah, they managed to take one Korean film and literally milk the fuck out of it, and they made so much out of this. Of course, we have a booklet. The frontman here, Lee Byun-hun, this is Song Kang-ho, one of the most legendary actors in South Korea. It's pretty crazy. They actually have a whole booklet on this. Really cool. Also, I forgot to mention that I also met Song Kang-ho in person, even though from afar, because he was giving a talk in Hong Kong. And then we have a stack of just art cards, postcards, stuff like that, etc. Man, he was so young. Song Kang-ho was so young back then. And then we have the Blu-ray itself, J.S.A. And if you get by the way, this is 4K. If you get this is the collector's edition. If you get the limited edition, you only get this. But yeah, and then you open up, and then you have two discs. One is the Blu-ray and one is the 4K. And you also get a pretty neat poster, and also this cool painting thing in the back. So yeah, they literally made a poster, multiple discs, art cards, and a booklet out of one freaking Korean film. I wish The Handmaiden would have the same treatment. Like, The Handmaiden is probably my favorite Park Chan-wook film, and the Blu-ray I have is like just a thin, cheap box. Like, I wish somebody would do the same thing for The Handmaiden. Like, The Handmaiden 4K collector's edition, I would buy that shit day one. So there we go. JSA, Joint Security Area. Okay. Ouch. Okay, and then now we move on to November, and you know what that means. November is the Criterion sale again, the 50% off Criterion flash sale in Barnes & Noble. And I finally got my hands on Seven Samurai, which is a film. Again, the first Criterion I wanted to own was Seven Samurai, but I didn't get Seven Samurai back in February because I was waiting for the 4K. Finally, the 4K is released, and this is beautiful, but also the packaging is paper. It's not even like laminated or anything like that. It's just pure paper. So it's really easy to damage this, by the way. It's very delicate. But it's nice too because it stays true to its form. You know, the whole film is very rustic. We have a very thick booklet, very, very thick booklet, beautifully put together. We have 3 discs, 4K, the regular Blu-ray, the special features, and the special features include a few documentaries that I actually quite enjoyed. So Seven Samurai, I look forward to collecting the entire Kurosawa catalog, by the way, because Kurosawa I think is my favorite director ever. Probably one of my favorites anyways. I also wanted to get High and Low, but I know for a fact that it's coming out on 4K. Anyways, Infernal Affairs trilogy on Criterion. I was so shocked when Criterion announced this because Infernal Affairs to me, this is a famous, very, very famous film. This is a blockbuster in Hong Kong. And usually Criterion releases art house films, so I did not see this as art house at all. This is like Die Hard. It's like this is like the Hong Kong equivalent of, well, maybe better than Die Hard. This is like the Hong Kong equivalent of Heat. So I was quite surprised, but this looks beautiful. This looks gorgeous. So obviously I watched this film way before Criterion even announced it. But what's so great about this box set? Oh god, I can't even. There we go. What's so great about this box set is that it's actually 3 films. So Tony Leung, Andy Lau. This is the first film here, and 2 and 3. I haven't seen the third one, but I've seen the first 2, and I loved them both. This is the booklet. So Martin Scorsese's The Departed is actually an American remake of the first Infernal Affairs film, which a lot of people don't know. Also, Martin Scorsese's Silence is also a remake, I think. So a lot of people didn't know that as well. Okay, I also got my hands on Festin, or The Celebration, by Thomas Vinterberg. This is a very simple packaging because it's a very simple film, because it's Dogma 95, baby. It's all about minimalism. And surprisingly, there are 2 discs, because one is the actual film and the other is special features, which includes 2 short films from Thomas Vinterberg. And the other is Tampopo, one of my favorite comedies of all times. How do I even begin this? This is a film about food. It's about ramen, but it's also about spaghetti. It's a film about egg yolks. It's a film about omelette, which is omelet rice. It's a film about oysters. It's a film about ice cream and many other foods. It's about love, life, family, marriages, work, death, all through the lens of food. And it is one of the most creative films I've ever seen. One of the most funny as well. I'm not a big fan of this booklet, which is basically just a giant poster, but I love the disc design. Love the colorful design as well. Okay, next up we have Long Arm of the Law, which is from 88 Films, which is a film distributor that distributes mainly Hong Kong films. So of course I'm onto that shit. When I found out that their releases also go out of print, I was like, holy shit, I need to buy them as soon as I can. So of course I went with Long Arm of the Law. I got it for pretty cheap on eBay because it's already out of print on its official website. And it is a blind buy. I've never seen these films before. They're in reverse. So here we go. Long Arm of the Law 1 and Long Arm of the Law 2. And I've been wanting to see this film for such a long time, but I can never find it, so I guess I could watch it on physical now. But yeah, I got the booklet, which is very small. And then the part 2 of Long Arm of the Law includes a poster, so that's really nice. So, yeah, this Blu-ray almost got stolen. Somebody took it, and then they found out it's not theirs and returned it to my apartment. So, it's almost stolen. So anyways, I went to Amoeba Records in Hollywood, and I thought I should buy a Blu-ray there, because why not? And I bought Dragons Forever, which is also an 88 Films release. This thing is expensive, and a 4K is actually available, but it doesn't have any 4K when I was at the store, so I just got this instead. Again, a blind buy, which is fucking crazy. Why am I spending so much money I don't know. I'm very financially irresponsible. It is an action comedy film with Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung, who is my favorite. It has a large poster. It has a very insanely thick booklet. Like, what the fuck? It's got a lot of photos on it and just like essays. It's so thick. Like, what the heck is going on? And of course, we have this Blu-ray disc, which is also very thick for some reason. It includes a bunch of art cards, and the disc itself. Reversible sleeve. Again, they take one obscure Hong Kong film and they milk the shit out of it by making posters and art cards and essays on it. And cinephiles like me, unfortunately, take the bait. Okay. Of course, aside from 88 Films, I found out that apparently Radiance also goes out of print. The only distribution company that doesn't have their Blu-rays constantly go out of print is Criterion, because every other company does that. So Radiance is a relatively young Blu-ray company, and they released Visible Secret, which came as a surprise. So this is a Hong Kong horror comedy film, and I watched this film like 2 years ago on some sketchy Chinese website with terrible audio and terrible video quality, and it buffers every few seconds or so. So I screen recorded that website and I put the entire video on my Adobe Premiere Pro and I edited out all the buffer moments. I exported it and then I watched it without subtitles, but I understand Cantonese, so it's fine. And then Radiance announced a Blu-ray scan of Visible Secrets, so I guess I don't have to suffer that way anymore. But this is the limited edition of Visible Secrets. There is a booklet, and I got this from eBay, I think. Yeah, because the official website doesn't have this anymore. It's also out of print because everything goes out of print. But I love it. I love the green, and I love that An Hui is getting more and more recognition. And then I thought I needed some regular Blu-rays. I have too many Asian films. I need some American films again. Adaptation on 4K. Favorite film that came out the year I was born. One of the most creative films ever. Makes me want to write more. And it already looks like shit because of weight. Wow. Climax, one of the first few French films I've ever seen. Crazy Anxiety Attack. I played this on the big TV. I'm not a big fan of the image quality, actually, because it's very noisy and mushy, but very inspiring, very colorful, and I love anxiety-inducing films. Yorgos Lanthimos' The Lobster. I hate that it doesn't come with a slipcover because I thought it would when I ordered it on Amazon. Yeah, it's my favorite Yorgos film, and also very inspiring. Very funny, very depressing, and very clever. So, yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all the Blu-rays I have. Actually, just two more, but these are... Okay, hold on. Just two more. But these are not Blu-rays. These are actually DVDs. So, Harry Potter, the complete 8-film collection. So I got this like maybe 10 or 9 years ago for my birthday present. And it's been so long, and I haven't opened it for so many years. It's probably completely fallen apart in the inside. Oh, you can hear that it's fallen apart. But yeah, I grew up with Harry Potter. I used to be, and I still am a huge fan of Harry Potter. Oh my god. I don't think I can even play it in the US, actually. It's Region 3, so I have this for no reason. Oh! Yeah, so I have very fond memories of playing this film on my TV back when our apartment... Oh god. The whole thing is falling apart. Okay, okay, I'm not opening it. I'm gonna take this back to Hong Kong. I can't even play this here. Oh god. yeah, I have very fond memories of playing this on the TV. In 2016, which is like 8.5 years ago, I went to the USA. I went to a half-price bookstore and I found these: Breaking Bad Season 4 and Breaking Bad Season 6 Part 2. And yeah, I was 13 years old and I was already watching Breaking Bad, which is insane. And I got these 2 seasons because these 2 are my 2 favorite parts. Yeah, they still, it's still very clean. It's still kept in very nice condition. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, this is season 6, part 2. Remember my name. Yeah, and it's also region 1, so I don't think I would have been able to play this in Hong Kong anyways. Okay, something dropped out. What is that? Oh, it's only $10. Oh my god. It was so cheap back when my mom bought it in 2016. Okay, please no more surprises. Okay, so that's all my Blu-rays and DVDs. Now let's talk about CDs. Now, thank God I'm not in the vinyl collection wormhole or rabbit hole, because once I start, I don't end. And vinyls are so expensive and they're so delicate, and I don't even have a vinyl player, and I don't look forward to buying one. I'm already spending so much of my life savings on Blu-rays, I cannot do it on vinyls. So instead, I have a small collection of CDs, and very small enough to be in both hands. So Coldplay's first 4 albums: Parachutes, A Rush of Blood to the Head, X and Y, Viva La Vida. This is history. This, if I die, this better belong in a museum. I was given this gift as a birthday gift back in 2015, I think. 10 years ago. Almost 10 years ago. And I was a huge fan. Before I found out about Radiohead, before I found out about Anthony Fantano, Read Your Music, Pitchfork, before I found out about Eminem, I was the biggest Coldplay fan ever. Yeah, I was in Form 2, I was in Form 1, so 7th grade. So this is like a historical artifact. I don't even, okay. Oh my god, there we go. And still to this day, I will defend Coldplay's music. A lot of people think they're corny, but their first 4 albums are amazing. Especially A Rush of Blood to the Head. I love that album so much. And Parachutes is great as well. Okay, so let's hope I don't damage any of this. I haven't opened these for years. Coldplay Parachutes. No surprises, please. There we go. We have a booklet as well. A Rush of Blood to the Head, my favorite album, also came out the year I was born, 2002. So that's really nice. X and Y, which is the edgier, moodier one, which, there we go, X and Y. And the one that's probably their most popular, Viva La Vida or Death and All, His Friends. Ooh. Something dropped out. Ooh, the disc almost dropped out. Oh god, it's breaking apart. Like the little... Ugh. Okay. Yeah. So, no surprises, please. I hope these don't break. I don't know if I'll ever play them. But this is a historical artifact. This is the oldest physical collection I have, I believe. Okay, and I was at Half Price Bookstore in Seattle in 2016 summer. The same day I got the Breaking Bad DVDs, I also got Pink Floyd's Animals, because at that time I finally learned about Pink Floyd. because of those top 10 lists. And this is secondhand, as you can tell. Booklet, shiny disc. It's not my favorite Pink Floyd album, though. That would be Wish You Were Here, but still a great one. And a lot of people consider this their best, so yeah. And then roughly, I forgot if it was before 2016 or after 2016, but I was a huge Eminem fan at some point, and my family bought me this, which is a mixtape / compilation called Shady XV. I think it came out in 2014. So this is before 2016. Ooh, no surprises, please. There you go. And honestly, this album's mid. There were some good songs on there, mainly because of the compilation stuff and not really the new stuff. Yeah. But I mean, still nice, I guess. Okay, so fast forward so many years later, I did not collect any music until I went to my first concert in the US by myself, and it is a concert to Aoba Ichiko, Japanese singer, and I wanted to buy her album Windswept Aiden, but that was already sold out. So instead I got this one, which is called Utabiko. Utabiko. Yes. Utaiko? No, Utabiko. Yeah. This is just pure green. I actually am not that familiar with the songs on this album. I just know it's Aoba Ichiko, so I will like it. I do like the first track though, Imperial Smoketown. That's really great. So yeah, I hope I get Windswept Aiden soon. Then my brother, I still haven't even unpacked this. My brother gave me this as a gift, Joe Hisaishi compilation, and it's just all his most famous tracks from Studio Ghibli films. And I only recently found out that he also made scores for Kitano Takeshi films, so I wish it's on this thing. Okay, a few months ago, I went to Amoeba Records, as you may remember, and I bought 3 discs. So of course, if I could only own one band's music, it would be my favorite band, Radiohead. So I got in Rainbows. This is like a paper sleeve thing, but it's still pretty nice, still pretty slick. Then I got Kid A Amnesia. Kid A Amnesia. Kid A Amnesia. Kid Amnesia. So, Kid A is my favorite album ever, and Amnesia is also really great. So, one stone, 2 birds, I guess. Okay. Yeah, and like, again, I'm not a big fan of these like paper sleeve like designs because it feels so unstable. It feels like the disc would just fall out in any given moment. But yeah, Kid Amnesia. I also got To Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick Lamar because I need some hip hop. Aside from that Eminem CD, which is not good, this is a masterpiece. This is one of the greatest rap albums ever, if not the greatest, actually, in my opinion. Either this or Mad Villainy. So yeah, To Pimp a Butterfly. On the same day, I went to a Mount Erie concert, and I was lucky enough to get Night Palace, which is my favorite album, or one of my favorite albums of 2024. And I had Phil Elverum signing it, which I regret asking him to, because I later found out that he doesn't like to sign things, so I'm a bit embarrassed. But this is the Japanese release of Night Palace, but also the official CD release. So we have a booklet. Oh my god, it's like a boutique Blu-ray of like all the lyrics. And then we have some gorgeous, gorgeous photos, photography by Mount Erie, Phil Elverum himself, which is beautiful. And we have 2 discs inside, which I don't want to damage it. I really don't. Oh, it's in a plastic thing, right? So we're good. We're not damaging it, guys. We are safe. So, yeah, that's all for the CDs. Okay, so the last part of this video is going to be me talking about the mangas I got. And yeah, it's weird lumping manga together with Blu-rays and CDs, but might as well, because in the future I'm gonna have so many mangas that they'll be separate. So the first manga, not counting the Chinese Doraemon mangas that I used to own when I was a kid, which are completely gone and broken and thrown away. The first manga I actually ever owned was Tomie 1 and 2. I went to my first anime expo in my life back in the year 2021, and the booth that excited me the most was the manga booth, and it was in Hong Kong. So I got Tomie 1 and 2 by the legendary Japanese horror mangaka Junji Ito. I mean, all of this is Japanese. Ever since I was in forms 5 and 6, like 11th and 12th grade, I've always daydreamed of bringing these books to school and reading them in front of my classmates to show how cool and edgy I am. So after I graduated, after my secondary school ended, I finally got these, and they are iconic, they're beautiful, and they're all in Chinese, so I can read them, actually. Yeah, ooh, gross. So I love them very much. And also, aside from Tomie, I also bought the first 4 volumes of Chainsaw Man. So Chainsaw Man 1, Chainsaw Man 2, Chainsaw Man Volume 3, and Chainsaw Man Volume 4. So yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while since I've owned this. What the fuck was that? Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And it's funny because when I bought these, it's 2021, and Chainsaw Man, they have announced that they're gonna make an anime, but it's not released yet. So I had a head start, but I didn't really read this actually. I watched the anime first. And then finally in the same anime expo, I got Bakemonogatari. I bought a book of Bakemonogatari because it's like my favorite anime ever, but I thought this is the light novel. My dumbass thought this is the light novel. As it turns out, it's actually the manga version of Bakemonogatari. And this is specifically Kizumonogatari, as you can see. And I did not know that. I did not know this is a manga adaptation of the light novel. But it's still beautiful. It's still a lot of beautiful imagery and very, very intriguing stuff. I suppose. Very intriguing. So there we go. Now, I returned to Hong Kong Anime Expo in the year 2022, and I decided to buy more because I can. So of course, given that I already have Tomie, it's only about time until I get Uzumaki, the holy grail of horror mangas. This is the must-have essential horror manga. Uzumaki is a classic, and it is a manga that is extremely influential, and everyone still talks about it to this day. There's a recent anime adaptation which is not so good, but yeah, it's a big boy. It's a big fat boy, and it's amazing. Now, I also got my hands on Attack on Titan, chapter 30. Oh, here it is. 32, chapter 30, volume 32, volume 33, and volume 34. Now, at this point, it was 2022, and Attack on Titan, the anime, hasn't finished, but the manga has, and it's very controversial. The ending left a lot of fans disappointed, so I had to buy one myself to figure out if it is actually that bad or not. But I actually did wait until the anime finish first and watch the anime before I read this. But no, this is great. I like the ending. I like the ending a lot. It's beautiful, and I I hate that it's a little bit yellowed. The pages are a bit yellowed. Ugh, time. But, okay. Winter of 2022. So in December of 2022, I went to Japan. And, I thought, well, I'm in Japan, of course I should buy more mangas. So I got Steel Ball Run Volume 1, Volume 2, Steel Ball Run Volume 3, and JoJolion Volume 21. So, this is completely in Japanese, so I can't really read it. I kind of can't, actually, because I know a little bit, but, yeah, Atarashi Rokakaka. So I got Volume 21 mainly because this is when I believe The Wonder of You showed up. So, The Wonder of You, Kimi no Kiseki no Ai, or The Miracles of Your Love. And I thought this is I thought that owning JoJo in its original language, by its original print, which is, of course, Shueisha, is just great. It's just something that you should own. So yeah, I can't really read this, but at least I have the OG art. So in, I believe, the summer of 2023, that inspired me. I thought to myself, you know what? Why get JoJo I can't read when I can get JoJo I can read? So lo and behold, I got the entirety of Steel Ball Run. So give me a moment. Okay, here we go. In Hong Kong, from the Carousel app, which is the eBay of Hong Kong, I got Steel Ball Run Volume 1. Okay. 2. Volume 3. Volume 4. Volume 5. Volume 6. Volume 7. Look at the colors. Look at the pink and the blue. Also, I actually read them. Like, they are in Chinese. And I actually read them. I actually flickered through the pages. That's why it's opened. Because I actually read them in Chinese. So I am very proud of this. Okay, let's continue. Volume 8, Volume 9, Volume 10, 11, this is my favorite so far, 12, Not Safe for Work, Volume 13, Volume 14. This is the fight with the Weka Pipo. Okay, Volume 15. Volume... Nani? Hold on. Oh, there we go. Volume 16 is over there because I'm actually still reading it. As you can see, there is a bookmark here. Because I'm still on this page. I'm on this page right now, so I'm actually still reading it. That's Volume 16. And Volume 17, it's unpacked. It's sealed because I haven't read it. So 17, that's 18, that's 19, that's 20. Here's 21. Here's 22. Here's 23, and here's 24. Okay, so, a little more. I think March or April last year, I went to Barnes & Noble with my friends, and they bought Oyasumi Punpun Volume 1 in English. And I was like, fuck it, I'm going to get one too. This is the only manga I own that is in English. So, yeah, it is in English. I haven't read it, actually. I heard it's like one of the most depressing mangas of all times. But yeah, goodbye Punpun, good night Punpun, Oyasumi Punpun by Asano Inyo. The reason why I don't like collecting English manga is that A, Japanese to Chinese translation is more accurate. B, usually English publications of mangas use hardback and they're usually big and chunky, which I don't like. I like light manga. I like manga so light and small you can hold it in your hand and you can take wherever and flip a few pages. So I don't like chunky manga. It's not really my thing. But I can't find Oyasumi Punpun in Chinese. So, but if I had, I would buy it in Chinese. Also, I forgot to mention that I actually have a light novel of Nekomonogatari White, because I visited a book fair in Hong Kong back in 2023, or no, 2022. So yeah, I finally got the light novel version of this. So all Chinese, and I read like halfway through this before I watched the anime adaptation. But I'm looking forward to buying more light novels from Nishio Eishin's Monogatari series, because it's brilliant. Like he's like the Shakespeare of Japan. He is one of the most, some of the best character writing, some of the most hilarious yet philosophical yet artistic explorations of the human psyche. Okay, so just a little more. I went back to Hong Kong last summer and I decided to buy more manga, because why the fuck not? So I decided to expand my Chainsaw Man collection with Volume 5, Volume 6, Volume 7. Yeah, so the Chainsaw Man Reese arc is coming out, so it's going to be 6 and 7. So I'm going to be reading these before the film comes out, hopefully. And finally, JoJo Lanzi. JoJo Lanzi. Yeah, so this is JoJo's Part 9. I haven't even finished Part 7. I haven't read Part 8, but I already have Part 9 with me. I saw this in the manga store in Hong Kong, and I'm like, holy shit, I have to get this. And it's so crazy, because the Japanese release of the, Shueisha release of the manga, not Ultra Jump, like Shueisha's release of Volume 1, came out about 2 to 3 weeks before Taiwan started printing it. So Taiwan is already printing JoJo Lands. Everyone else, like Argentina, is printing Part 8, I think. Viz Media, which is North American, is finally printing Part 7. And Taiwan is already at Part 8, so Part 9. So, I mean, I can read this, actually. Yeah, I got JoJo Lands. So yeah, these are all the physical collection I have. I know this is a super long video, but it's only going to get longer from here on out. Yeah, thanks for watching.